This is an R Media podcast. This episode is supported by Vixen, Australian-made skincare powered by plant cell technology and designed to bring real simplicity back to skincare. Love has never been one size fits all, and these are the stories we love to tell at the Australian Women's Weekly. For over 90 years, we've been bringing you stories of hope, of heart and connection that reflect the world we live in. And now it's time for a new chapter with the Australian Women's Weekly Love Stories podcast. Hello, my friend. I hope you're well. Just wanted to give you a buzz and catch you up on a beautiful chat that I've just had with Lexie Brant and her mum, Penny. Penny battled breast cancer and she was fortunate enough to come out the other end, and it was a beautiful conversation, and they asked me about our gorgeous Jo and my goodness, the tears. Anyway, I look forward to talking to you all about it. I'll speak to you soon. Love you. Bye. Who's the person who has loved you for the longest? Who's been your constant? Who's not only held your hand, but your heart when at times it feels like your whole world is falling apart? For me, that person comes in the shape of my mother. I'm really lucky that this precious and unspoken bond has sustained me through all of the things that life has thrown my way, both good and bad. But I wonder what would have happened to that bond if, when I was growing up, suddenly the roles were reversed and my mum was the one who needed the holding. When Lexie Brant was just 11 years old, her mum Penny was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it changed their family forever. 10 years on, today Lexie is the reigning Miss Universe Australia. She's a young woman who stepped onto some of the world's biggest stages. But the stage she'll remember most is the one where she stood by her mum and simply refused to let go. So how did they navigate this time? What effect did it have on their relationship? And what advice do they have for other families who may find themselves in the same situation? This is what I'm hoping to uncover as they join us to share their journey today on Love Stories. And just so you know, we will raise some tough questions and issues on illness in this episode.
The way Mum kind of said it to me, and it's a moral that I live my life with now, it was, this is what's happened and it's really sad, but we're doing all the things where I'm going to surgery now, I'm getting it fixed, we'll be okay. So instead of a mourning and sadness, what I remember Mum saying to me was, we're proactive, we're getting it fixed.
I'm Tiffany Dunk from the Australian Women's Weekly, and this is Love Stories. Lexie and Penny, thank you so much for joining us here on our Love Stories couch. It's beautiful to have you.
Thank you so much for having us. I think we're so honoured to be here.
Well, I love that you told me earlier you collect all of our Christmas editions. So we've got a fan of the weekly in the house. Makes me happy.
Absolutely. Well, I've been a fan probably since I was a little girl. My grandma and my mum did every single month. So they collected every month, and I did the puzzles in them. So that was my contribution to. And then I just started reading them as I got older. Yeah. The beautiful pictures and the stories and everything that are in them. I love them, and I've collected since 2009 the Christmas edition, which I particularly love because you just hone in on the beautiful essence of Christmas and the.
Yeah, we're a Christmas house.
Very Australian ways, and they're beautiful.
Well, I love that. I cook something different from the Christmas issue every year, a special treat for my family. So hopefully, Lexie, you've been treated to a few of those recipes growing up as well.
Oh, absolutely. Mostly desserts. That's my favourite bit.
Love that.
A few pavlovas. They always look the prettiest. So that's what I tend to go for.
Wonderful. Well, we're here to talk about love, and I think your love story as mum and daughter is really beautiful. Can I ask, is there a love song that you both enjoy or that sums up the relationship maybe that the two of you have?
Oh, that's a good question.
That is a good question because we love lots of songs together. They're probably normally more a little bit hot, like high vibe and high beat.
I would say, though, it's a little bit of a far stretch, but because we love Christmas so much together and that's kind of our thing, it's probably something about It's Beginning to Look a Lot Like Christmas by Michael Bublé, and it's not directly a love song, but we love it together, and is the love that we share for each other. So probably something Christmassy like that.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's beautiful.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Why not? Christmas is a time of joy for everyone. I think it should be 365 days a year,
Exactly.
personally.
Absolutely.
Totally agree.
Can we make that happen?
So if you can take me backwards, so people meeting you both for the first time, as am I, tell me a little bit about what your household looked like when you were growing up, Lexie, and what love looked like for your family back in those early days.
Yeah. So I come from a split family, but Mum and I have been by each other's side since before I can remember. And I come from a very, very loving home. So I've got my beautiful stepdad at home as well and 2 step siblings, and they are my favorite things in the whole world. I treat them and they treat me like their own. So there's no step siblings, it's my siblings. Mum and I have been probably the closest relationship in my life. She is my best friend. I don't really call her my mum, but she's the person I go to for all sorts of advice. So even on the weekend, I asked her, what should I wear? So, but yeah.
Wardrobe approval tips.
Yeah, exactly. And she's more of a girlfriend than she is my mum. It's because it's just been us for a while.
Yeah.
I love that. How much older are your siblings or your other children?
My sister is born in 1998. I'm born in 2003, and my brother is 94.
Oh, okay, wow.
Yeah.
So you're really the baby of the family.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
Penny, tell me, for you, like what are your early memories of bringing up Lexie, and what did life look like for you when she was little?
So I was lucky to be blessed with one beautiful baby after a couple of miscarriages, and Lexie and I had an instant bond straight away. I actually thought I was going to have a boy. So when a girl came out, it was a big surprise. And she's been my best little mate ever since. She'd come to the movies with me. We just do everything together. I always worked, so my mum stepped in and took her while I went back to work when she was 6 months. And then I just couldn't wait to get home and would be together. So we'd go shopping, parks, everything. Just after she turned 2 is when the marriage broke up with my first husband, or Lexie's dad. And within it was about a year later that we moved in with Jim and Natasha and Mitchell. And so probably from that just made us closer. That was like a close bond. Especially she had to go to her dad's every second weekend. So I just make sure that those 11 days or 12 days that she was with me were quality. And we just made sure that even though I still worked, we did so much together, and we were together a lot. And I had got a cervical cancer scare. So when she was 6 weeks old. Yeah. So cancer's kind of always been like a little bit of a a bit of a cloud, I suppose, around. And but I just was so blessed at that time that I had a beautiful, healthy baby girl. And I felt blessed more than ripped off that there was not really another baby in sight.
Sure. Yeah. So 6 weeks old.
She was 6 weeks old.
6 weeks old.
At my post, after having a baby, you go for your check at 6 weeks, and they went, we don't like that. Let's look into that more. Gosh. And they did, and more and more and more. And so, that was some surgery and some thinking that I had to do. Life just goes in funny ways sometimes, and
how terrifying, because I guess that, hearing the C word at any stage of life is really scary.
Yes.
But as a new mum, that must have put a whole new level of fear on that for you. Yeah,
it was isolating. This one was, because I was still trying to find my ground and still trying to find my instinct, if you will, as a mother.
Yeah.
And having that thrown at me, and not for that little bit of time take direct care of my child, but I had to care for myself to make sure that I'm okay for my child.
Yeah.
But once again, support from my mum, which was wonderful. And
mums are beautiful, aren't they?
They are.
Just saying.
Just like, boom, step in. Yeah, she's wonderful.
Yeah.
And some really, really close friends as well.
So Penny, during that time, like obviously you had some support, but take me through what a day felt like to you. Like if you could put yourself back in that moment.
When I turned 41, I was going to a routine checkup with my GP. This is a GP that I'd already had for maybe 12 years. And she said, Penny, I think it's time for a mammogram. I'm like, no, thanks. She goes, up. You don't get a choice here.
Yeah.
I'd like you to go have your mammogram.
Why did you say no, thank you?
I just felt, for me, I was too young. I was 41. It's invasive. I heard it was invasive. I didn't know at the time. I hadn't experienced one before. So I was reluctant. And I was probably just didn't want to be poked and prodded.
Yeah, it's also scary as well to think of at least having cancer or the fact that it could be a possibility. It's terrifying to think that you have to go get a mammogram at some stage.
Yeah. So I booked it in and I took myself off because what they check at the time as well is to make sure your ovaries are going okay. So that's all fine. I'm used to be poked and prodded down there. That was no problem. So I fronted up and I had the mammogram. They said goodbye. You wear the beautiful gown. You said goodbye, but I got a phone call 2 days later and I just immediately just burst into tears. But all they said at the time was, we just need you back. We just need to have a look at a few things that have shown up. I just had a really sinking feeling. This was Lexie's first day of grade 6. I got that call. And she just received a captaincy position. So that was very vivid to me. And I was so bursting with pride, but it was bittersweet because I knew there was something looming at the same time.
What was it about that instinct for you?
The instinct, well, my paternal grandmother died of breast cancer at 55. So I dealt immediately with my mortality. What would life look like if I wasn't going to be around, if I wasn't going to see Lexie grow up? They're intrusive thoughts that pop into my brain. Still do, but were popping into my brain at that time. I didn't really know too much about what procedures, what kind of cancers were what. I didn't know. And there are so many, so many. So, yeah, I went back once again into the beautiful gown and I was in a room of 15 women, which soon became 2 women, me and somebody else. And they just kept calling me back and kept calling me back in and we need to do this and so that was just relentless. So I said, okay, I think we've got enough. They did a core biopsy at the time and said, if you could, we'll call you back in next week if there's any further things that we need to do. And I got the call back and they said, please bring someone with you. So they, my husband came. The beautiful thing here is they got it early. So they found what's called DCIS cancer, so like little tiny star clusters through the mammogram, not through an ultrasound, but through the mammogram in 2 different spots in my left breast. They found that and they were both so DCIS is ductal carcinoma in situ, but what it was all high-grade cancer, not one normal cell.
Wow.
Yeah, in everything that they pulled out and found with those core biopsies that they did. And they said, can we go back to the GP and let's get you a breast surgeon straight away?
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so you took your husband.
Yes.
How did was that for him? Like, how did he react?
He was wonderful. He asked the right questions. It was important he knew that I needed A, Lexie around me, and B, Mum.
Yeah.
So the 4 of us sat together in the lounge room that afternoon. Lexie asked for an ice block and Mum's like, what can I do? Do you need a cup of tea? And I just said, I feel so well. I cannot believe I've got this diagnosis. But the main thing is, and Jim's so proactive, he said, let's get it, let's treat it, let's do what we've got to do. Let's throw everything we can at it.
Yeah. We sort of talked about when Lexie was just 6 weeks old and that you had to think when she's super tiny. How did you go into the conversation with Lexie? Because, I think anecdotally I've heard a lot of women who've got children talk about how difficult it is to know how to bring that up to your child. What is the language you use? How do you tackle that? So what did you get any advice or how did you?
We were direct and we're honest and we're fast acting. So she needed to see, I had to set an example here. So she needed to see that I was serious about living, serious about the approach that I take, and that has to be that has to be a quick approach, that has to be a smart approach, and as least invasive as you can.
Mm-hmm.
Being 11, she hadn't hit puberty yet.
Mm-hmm.
So it was a confusing time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Lexie, then I want to ask you, what is your memory of that day?
It's a tough one because there's a part of me that has trauma blocked it out. But what I remember of the day is I was obviously in tears. But the way Mum kind of said it to me, and it's a moral that I live my life with now, it was, this is what's happened and it's really sad, but we're doing all the things where I'm going to surgery now. I'm getting it fixed. We'll be okay. So instead of a mourning and sadness, what I remember Mum saying to me was, we're proactive. We're getting it fixed. Nothing to worry about. We're on the way. And so even to this day, I live with the fact that I'm not going to mourn and sit in my sorrow if I'm sick or if I'm at a low point in my life. No, we need to be proactive here. And that's all I remember from that conversation. And I did leave feeling sad. And like Mum said, I asked for an ice block, took advantage of the situation, got myself a sweet treat, didn't I? But I left feeling a little bit sad from the conversation, but not worried.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's a really good point because I think, with kids, like, you have to be honest, or as honest as you can be. Like, obviously there's big grown-up things and there's maybe the language that we use has to be careful, but by trying to hide or whisper behind closed doors, that engenders more fear than if you are upfront, right?
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the friends that came around, I didn't hide any information. Lexie was able to hear anything that I might have said to any of my girlfriends that were coming around to see, that were just bringing me boxes of brownies and flowers and things like that after they heard, just so we're all clear and there's no hidden anything. Yeah.
Yeah, it instills more fear if Mum and Jim are whispering in the corner about what could happen or this next surgery. It makes you go to your room and be like, oh my God, what are they not telling me? That must be bad if they're not telling me. So I never felt any of that because everything was very open and honest. Or if I didn't understand anything and I asked the question would be answered.
Yeah.
It's not, we need to dumb it down because she's a kid, or we need to tread lightly because we don't know what she knows about cancer. No, it was very upfront.
What were some of the things that you didn't understand at the time that you did need broken down?
Probably one of the biggest ones, like Mum said, I hadn't been through puberty yet. And so I was still getting my head around the female anatomy, but I couldn't understand how they would take Mum's breasts away, take all of the cancer out. Are they going to cut them off in general? Is Mum going to have a bare chest? And one thing about Mum's surgery is she had her nipples removed. And so I asked all of those sort of questions about like what it would look like, because none of my friends had been through it before with their parents. The only person that I had heard of is a great-grandmother of mine and a grandmother of mine, and that to them in their late 70s or late 80s just meant a complete removal. And so that's kind of the worst thing I had in my head. I was like, Mum's going to lose her boobs. Like, that's horrible. And I remember actually going through the conversation about Mum, at the time it wasn't really a thing, but Mum was going to remove the nipple just to be completely safe and everything going out. But there's a 3D tattooist with Mum's surgeon. And so Mum explained to me, oh, they're going to tattoo a nipple onto me that looks completely real, and it does look completely real, but it was so new at the time, I just didn't really understand that.
That must have been so confronting for you, Penny, like, because I think as women, for many of us, our breasts are a huge part of feeling womanly or feeling who we are.
Yes.
How confronting was that thought for you? And again, how did you get through that? What was your support at that point?
I was equal parts devastated and proactive at the same time. So my boobs are no use to me if I can't live. So
good, very good analogy.
I was so lucky that my GP put me onto a breast surgeon called Melinda Cook, who had worked with plastic surgeon Eddie Chang. And so the type of cancer I had allowed me for that double mastectomy to happen and a reconstructive surgery at the same time to start me off on a journey of rebuilding my breasts. that's a whole thing. It was a 5-hour surgery. It took months.
Wow.
It took months to build up to a D cup, which I am now. So I feel incredibly lucky. They still had to go in every time they do a lumpectomy or a mastectomy. They still have to test every single cell that they've removed, and that waiting time is cruel. Like it is one of the worst things.
What is the general waiting time, or what was the general waiting time?
Probably, I want to say a 72-hour turnaround.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So when they did the lumpectomy, they took everything out between those two areas and was full of cancer. They got no margins, zero margins. So, and they said, we can't go back in. We've got no margins. Your only choice is a mastectomy right now. What I was hoping for was the lumpectomy with the radiation.
Sure.
And they said, that's off the table. There's too much, and we've got zero good cells here. And with the breast surgeon, with the plastic surgeon who entered into it, we all came up with, they come in a pair, let's take them both because this will be the right one would have been under heavy monitoring for the rest of my life. Let's take them both, let's treat them the same. And within, I think, 10 days of that initial lumpectomy, I was having the double mastectomy with the reconstruction. And that's lots of time off work, lots of time in hospital.
Yeah. What was because that's the other thing, you're obviously being very open and upfront, and you're trying to be as present a parent as you can to Lexie, but you must have been physically unable to do a lot of the things that you used to do. How did that feel for each of you?
We're very lucky to have a very good family support system and friend support system. So I was never alone, and any time that Mum was in hospital, Jim and Jim's mum and my mum's mum were probably the biggest supports, making it a treat to go visit Mum. We just have to do homework. We have to get this done. Then we can go visit Mum. And then I remember Jim's mum was actually a midwife and an excellent, excellent nurse. And so she kind of cleared up a lot of things that Mum couldn't do when she could come home from surgery. Like Mum can't pour the kettle, so you're going to have to make Mum a cup of tea.
Right.
And so it kind of gave me a new role to be like Mum's carer, or all of these favours that I could do for Mum. And that's ultimately the crux of why I chose to study occupational therapy like I do now, is all of those family and friends saying, okay, let's not grow up, but let's be mature now because Mum needs some help. And Mum's helped me all of my life, so it's my turn to serve back to her.
And it must have felt really good because I think putting yourself back in that 11-year-old shoes, you felt grown up, right? If you could do things like that.
Exactly. I spent a lot of time alone. Obviously, my siblings were up and doing high school and uni, but I was still in primary school. And those times that I had to go to Dad's on the weekend, it felt very, very hard to leave all of the side of Mum's family and go to Dad's side. But I would make those, as emotional as it was, I would make those moments, okay, I've just got to get through this and then I can do this for Mum. And then I'd think about the things that I could do so it would pass the time quicker.
Coming up, Penny shares what it was really like to parent through cancer. And Lexie shares how she turned the tables to help her mum out through this incredibly difficult time. See you after the break. You know how your skin kind of tells its own story? Mine has definitely changed over time. Sun, stress, life, all of it. And that's why I've been keeping a close eye on Vixen. It's Australian-made skincare powered by plant stem cell technology, and it keeps things simple. One all-in-one cream that fits into your day, no fuss, just that lovely good skin feeling again. I think a lot of women I've spoken to in the past who've gone through cancer and have young children have talked a lot about the guilt that they feel, like the guilt at, I can't go to the school concert, or I can't I don't have the physical energy to make breakfast, or whatever it might be. Yeah. What was your journey with that, Penny, and what were things that hit you hard?
I've still got goosebumps. Yeah, so I missed Lexie's badging. I was in hospital for Lexie's badging ceremony when she got house captain. Yeah. I made sure that her dad was there, of course, and take some photos, which they did. I was devastated. Because she tried really hard to get that position, and she won it fair and square. And So, they wouldn't let me out. And the second one was for my third surgery, Lexie was about to go to Canberra and for skiing, for the ski trip, the grade 6 ski trip. I said, I really have to be there. I want to go to Target and get us some warm clothes and some skivvies and some singlets. I want to be there. And I just begged for a day pass. I said, I'll come back. Just give me 4 hours. I want to be home with a cup of tea. I want to be with Lexie. Let's go down to Target. Let's get you a few things. But I had to be back. So they let me out, because when you have the double mastectomy and with the recon, you have to have a bag. You get 4 tubes. And so I had to have it. It's gross. And that's confronting for Lex.
Yeah.
So, but they give you a bag to put them in, but you can still see blood in these tubes go into the bag. So I had to take this very unattractive bag with tubes in around me, but I tried to hide it with a poncho and things like that. So you were about to go, I think, on the Sunday or the Monday. I went back in on the Saturday. And I just cried my eyes out. I was so upset. Jim made me a Milo at the hospital, because you can make the patients there whatever you want and bring them whatever you want. But I was so upset that I was going to miss her getting her on the plane. Yeah, that's these things that we talk about for years and years that they're about to embark on and do, and we're part of that journey heading up to it. I just miss those little moments. But once again, I'm snap out of it, Penny. Snap out of it. You are here. You've survived. You are here.
You did that so you could see me graduate high school.
Yes.
You did that so you can see me win Miss Australia, all of that.
Absolutely. And I do it again. That's the way. It's the only way.
Yeah, absolutely. Were there little, I guess, sort of even more than the milestones, just little daily traditions, like whether it was, like I said, packing the school lunch or tucking Lexie in at night or whatever those things were that you found yourself missing? And I'm asking both of you as well, like were there things, Lexie, during that time that you were like, oh, I wish Mum could still have done that? Or...
Library story. So Mum would come lay in bed with me and it sounds funny to say out loud, but she would make up this story that we went to the library through this secret door and then there's this whole world on the other side. It's kind of like an imaginary story. And
with the water slides that are made of malted milk and and it was just a thing that we've done since she was a baby to put her into a good sleeping dream state.
And you really get that imagination going. And so that was very hard to not have her there. But Mum makes cup of teas every morning and Jimmy is great, my stepdad, but he doesn't make a cup of tea like Mum.
I hear you. My mum makes the best cup of tea as well,
Those little things. Oh.
And picking you up at school, I'd always have a peppermint crisp, a muffin, like a little snack, LCM, because she wouldn't eat at school too much because she'd miss out on playtime. So when she'd get in the car, she'd be a monster. She'd be ravenous and starving. So I'd have to make sure I was packed of snacks. But I didn't tell anyone that. So they were picking up this little monster from school. All that she just needs a feed. She was just hungry. So that was the thing I did. And that was with all of the jobs that I had it was essential that I picked her up from school.
Well, I think that's such a treasured time again for a lot of parents and it must have felt the break in routine must have been quite devastating for you, I'm guessing.
I didn't think it would be until you're not there for it. I really, But then you start, new traditions and, new routines and things.
So were there new routines and traditions that came out of this really quite awful time?
We started looking forward to things and having things to look forward to, even if it was every year my family goes to a place called Pacific View in Caloundra. Looking forward to that, or looking forward to on the weekend we're going to go to the shops. That's kind of a tradition that we've started as well.
I love that. I think that's really good advice for people who are going through a tough time. It's like, it's so easy to get bogged down in the what's happening now, but if you can have little sort of points of light, little they don't have to be big things.
No, they don't have to be too expensive. Beach days, days, and we take picnic lunches and stuff like that. They don't have to cost much, but it just means you're all together and you're breaking the monotony of home. So you're not around thinking about yourself kind of thing. You're out and about.
Going back to 2015 there, what do you think is the biggest lesson each of you took away from that year?
One that I would say is no one's going to fix it for you. You got to fix it yourself. So probably that's how you took on cancer. No one's going to do anything for you. You can't sit and wallow in it.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how I've taken all my sicknesses now.
One big thing was all of the posters were saying women 50 and above for mammograms, breast checks. It's not 50, it's 40. But the posters are really irresponsible. It's actually 40 because that's when all the breast changes around that time. So I was we did the Mother's Day Classic that first year as well. Oh, I would tell anyone that would listen, go get your breast checked, go get it checked. It saved me. Yeah.
So what's it actually like to compete in Miss Universe? And what would that teach you about real beauty? That's coming up after the break. See you soon.
A warm hello to our new listeners. I'm Sophie, editor of the Australian Women's Weekly, and we're so happy you're joining us on this new chapter. For over 90 years, the Australian Women's Weekly has been a trusted home of real love stories, the kind that are messy and funny and quietly miraculous, just like real life, and just what we all need right now. Now, with the Australian Women's Weekly Love Stories, we're wrapping those stories around you in lots of new ways. Online, in your ears, wherever you are, making it easy as possible for you to enjoy. So, if you've grown up with the Weekly or you're just finding us now, welcome. And we'd love you to come on this new adventure with us, exploring every kind of love and the real things that matter to all of us. And because you're listening, and we value that, we've got something special just for you. A discounted subscription to the Australian Women's Weekly so you can dive even deeper into the stories you're liking. Just head to womensweekly.com.au to find out more. And thank you so much for being part of our Love Stories family. Now back to the chat.
Well, then, taking us forward, Lexie, you did Miss Universe Australia last year. I know that must have been a really proud moment for both of you.
Oh,
I don't
unreal.
think either of us expected it, if I was honest, because I entered in a stage in my life into the competition where I wasn't really expecting anything. I really just wanted to challenge myself. That's all I wanted from the competition. And then I just kept progressing, and then I eventually won the competition. But that was like one of the craziest nights of my life because I just wasn't expecting. I genuinely was not expecting to win at all. And I think Mum was sat at the table just, we're planning to have a great time. I was planning to start a new job on the Monday for a new surgeon.
Wow.
And had my scrubs ready and everything. I was super excited, not for the competition to be over, but just to close that chapter. And then I just got through the top 10 and then the top 5. And I won.
It was incredible.
Wow.
Couldn't believe it. We had no idea. We got the worst seats in the house. So, we bought the cheap seats at the back. No idea. We just showed up. And, this is happening. And of course she did. Like, now it makes sense that she had just held herself so beautifully and answered the questions. I forget how well you speak as well, like public speaking.
Yes. What was it like? Tell me, give me the tea.
Oh, my God. So it's, completely different ballgame. Australia is not a pageant country. It's compared to the Asian countries like the Philippines and Thailand and even the Latina countries like Chile. Oh, my God. Those girls are made for pageantry. They are gorgeous. They have the most incredible walks, and it is intimidating going over there. And I have never done pageants in my life, but I have done modelling, and I thought it's all about when you go over there. It honestly just feels like it's only about how you look and not how much how well you speak. It's all how you look and how you walk and how you present yourself. It's all what it feels like.
How did that feel for you?
I personally believe that beauty is not how you look. That's something I've taken through my whole life. I didn't grow up a model. When I was 12, I was not a model. Like a lot of people in the industry, I never grew up loving fashion. I wore the comfiest things I could. I wore a very tight, high pony. I'm not flattering as a 12-year-old. I'm not what I am now. And I never really cared for it. But I always found myself beautiful. I had never felt in my life any self-esteem issues because I didn't really care about how you looked on the outside. It's all your brain in me.
I think you could just have the best looks in the world, but if you've got an ugly heart, that just shines through, and that'll only take a few minutes.
Yeah. So then I guess, what did becoming Miss Universe Australia and competing in the Miss Universe pageant teach you about beauty?
I am now able to tell the world exactly what I think of beauty. And I think I've brought to the Miss Universe Australia program a completely different aspect. Obviously, I study and I didn't come from modelling, but I would love to preach that you are beautiful because of your personality and your brain, and not how you look at all. It's who you are, because there's only one of you. And I preach more than modelling or how you look. I preach occupational therapy. I preach how well you are in yourself and your rehabilitation and how you can do the things you need and want to do. And that is so much more important than looking the best or having the most Botox or getting the most likes on Instagram. That is so much more important, how you feel in yourself. And that's what I've learnt. Especially, you had to toughen up when you went to Miss Universe. I probably called mum more times than I should have, and I really got clear. I am beautiful because I am myself. I'm confident in myself. I'm Australian. I'm really happy and confident at the people I've got at home, the people I surround myself with, and who I present to the world, and that's all that matters.
Well, do you think it is going through that experience as a young kid and sort of living through quite an adult situation that has put you in that?
100%.
Yeah.
100%. I've not been mature from a young age, but I've definitely had my wits about me from a young age. I've had to fend for myself a little bit, but I definitely wouldn't be in the position that I am now without going through the things that I have been. And I'm all the better for it. I genuinely think I'm more independent. I can make decisions better for myself and for the people around me because I've gone through it. But it also makes you advocate for something greater than yourself.
Well, talking of using your voice for good, and you touched on the Mother's Day Classic earlier. So this year the two of you are running the Mother's Day Classic together, which is
walking.
Walking, sorry.
We like to. So for anyone listening, you don't have to run the Mother's Day Classic. What we do and what we did in 2015 and 2016 was actually like walk it but chat at the same time. So we had a water bottle and we were just talking about our days, and Mum had a friend come along, and we had Jimmy one year as well. But we just walked the 4K. You don't have to do it in any sort of time.
We did 8K in the 2016. That's when I fundraised.
Definitely challenge yourself if you want to, but you do not have to.
Okay.
Absolutely not.
That's good. I am not a runner.
Me
so
neither.
This makes me feel a great sense of relief if I join up.
Because I feel like everyone in my life is doing a half marathon at the moment. I couldn't imagine anything worse, if I'm honest. But the 4K walk is so much fun, and then you can get breakfast after because it's on Mother's Day. It's all about celebrating your mum and all of the beautiful women in your life, but you don't have to go just to run. And it's supporting. It's over 90 locations. Did you know that?
No, I do now.
Obviously, 90 locations, and it's such a wonderful thing to do just to get the Mother's Day started as well.
Yeah,
and this raises awareness and funds for breast cancer research
and ovarian.
Yes. Okay, that's amazing.
That's something.
It's incredible.
Definitely that they've added to the Mother's Day Classic that is super important is ovarian cancer.
Because it's so sneaky.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And you touch on this, other women in your life. I think for a lot of people, Mother's Day can be quite triggering because you've either potentially lost your mum or you've lost a child or there's family friction. There's so many reasons why people find it a hard day. Is doing something like this a great way to tap into sisterhood and to...
Yes, I think it's helpful. I think there's a full sense of community out there. It's a really lovely, bright location. So we go to the South Bank, Brisbane. And there's stalls, there's food stalls, coffee stalls. There's women in pink and white everywhere, and there's music.
Do you mind if I ask a question?
No, please do.
When you're in the Mother's Day Classic surrounded by a whole bunch of women either had breast cancer, ovarian cancer, or just there to support, how do you feel being there? Of obviously survived breast cancer.
I feel part of it. I feel part of a community. I feel grateful. I feel grateful that all of these people around me have either raised funds, paid to walk this walk. Incredibly overjoyed, to be honest. Yeah. And it's not just women, it's kids and men as well. So many. Yeah. So many. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, and it's a whole new world than it was when Mum went through breast cancer. We're 10 years down the line now from Mum's cancer. Woohoo, by the way. 10 years cancer-free, go Mum.
Yeah.
Well done.
But now the cancer world looks so different, and that is because of the Mother's Day Classic and all of these beautiful people who go to it. And now someone in mum's position can have a whole new way of life, and it doesn't have to be as hard and as triggering. And there's so many more people coming out and telling their stories, whereas at your time there wasn't that many.
No, that's true.
Which is probably a lot harder. And that community is so important because then you're not alone. And loneliness is one of the worst things you can feel in the world. And as long as you don't feel alone in any journey that you're going through, and that's what I pride the Mother's Day Classic on.
Yeah.
I'm really pleased that I can talk about it in this space because I think back when it was happening, a lot of people would clam up and not ask questions. They would just accept what I'd,
Sorry.
Oh, yeah, sorry, can I make you a cup of tea? Yeah. So I think it's good for people to know that, some of this really does suck. Like it's awful.
You said, people ask what they can do, and I think that's, it's beautiful. People do want to help, but they're practical things that people can just jump in and do without having to be asked.
So I was obviously at school at the moment. My school made us lasagnas. We got care packages of tea, and even if it didn't support mum directly and supported the family instead of Jim making dinner that night, and we could just go to the hospital and heat something up, that was actually very helpful. And we didn't have to ask anyone to make us dinner. Someone just served us a lasagna. I think we had like 4 lasagnas or something in it. Yeah, that proactiveness was quite good. So even gifting something
bamboo clothing,
something comfy
favorite
to go into hospital. So you're not, it's
magazines are great, especially Australian Women's Weekly.
I loved that. Yes,
but support them. Like bring home to the hospital, make hospital like your home, so you can.
We did actually.
So we had photos up. We had mum was in nice bamboo pajamas. Make it like if you were to gift anything. Gift comfort.
I'll have flowers as well.
And
pink.
chocolate.
Yeah, flowers, chocolate, licorice, that helps. If they could potentially take Lex to school or drop her home one time, that would have helped Jim, I suppose. Jim's quite a private person who is very keen on routine. So for him to accept a lasagna was like a big thing for him. Yeah, so for us to get back to normal and into routine, it took quite a while for that next stage to accept help. That's a hurdle that he had to overcome. I'll take the lasagna. Where's the garlic bread as well?
So is that actually, I think that's a really good note for people who maybe are going through the cancer themselves, accept the help. Like if it's there, because I think we're so proud, especially women. I think we're so, I can do this, I've got this, so don't.
Yes. If you can, accept the help.
Last question, I'd love to know, you've gone through so much together. What do you each most admire about the other? If you could pick out a quality or a trait, what is it that you most admire?
Lex is really funny. She is and it's dry humour that she's got, and I was saying that to her when she was going through before states last year. Yeah, I said, Lex, you're actually really funny. Yeah. So you make me laugh all the time. Yeah, she can lift me up really well.
My turn? Well, as you've gotten the sense, my mum is the strongest person I know. And I've gotten my resilience, my independence, my strength from my mum, and that's very easy to say because she's overcome breast cancer. She's been a single parent. She's done so much. She grew up in a family with 3 boys and just her, and she was the youngest of a lot. So she has had to overcome a lot. But my mum's best trait is how she is so friendly to everyone. There's not one person that she is mean to or will reject. Everyone is family to her. And that's something I truly, truly admire.
Oh, I love that.
We love each other.
Then you're in the right place.
Yeah.
Have you, Tiffany, have you ever been touched by cancer at all?
Not personally. I've lost a couple of friends though. Yeah, I have actually my oldest friend in the whole world we were born in the hospital beds next to each other.
Oh my God.
This is random story.
Yeah.
On our first day of primary school, we met because we had the same sandals on and we decided we would become best friends. And then she went home and said, I met this girl, Tiffany, and my name wasn't that usual. So that's how we worked out we were born in the same hospital beds next to each other. Yes, our mums had talked about all kinds of things. And then, we've just sort of remained friends throughout our whole life. So, yes, we sadly lost my beautiful friend Jo to cancer a few years ago.
I'm so sorry to hear that.
My greatest thing that came out of that time is that we shared everything that we felt about each other. Yeah. I got to tell her everything that I loved about her and vice versa. Like, I know that we left nothing unsaid towards the end of her journey. Yeah, so I feel fortunate to have been there in that really hard time.
Yeah.
I thank you. Thank you for asking.
No, of course. What a beautiful friend you are. Like, that's incredible.
Lexie and Penny, thank you very much for joining me. I've really enjoyed our conversation, and I hope everyone listens to all your words of wisdom, goes out and gets a mammogram and looks into doing the Mother's Day Classic, because I think that's a really great cause. So thank you.
Wonderful. It's been an absolute pleasure to be here, Tiffany. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Thank you, Tiffany. I hope to see you at Mother's Day Classic.
The 4K walk, remember?
Yeah. Yes,
you can walk with us.
A gentle stroll.
Yes.
There's nothing neat about cancer. There's no tidy lesson that's wrapped up in a ribbon, no perfect language for the uncertainty that comes with it. And yet, talking to Penny, what you notice first isn't the illness, it's the way she moves through the world. Her optimism isn't loud or performative. It's quieter than that. It's more practical. It's real. Penny laughs easily, she asks questions, and she still makes plans. Cancer might be part of the story, but it's not the defining moment on how she shows up to her life. If you've been touched by cancer, or you know somebody who has, and let's face it, that's a lot of us, please consider sharing this episode. Also consider supporting the Mother's Day Classic or Breast Cancer Research Foundation and spreading the love that way. Head into our show notes for how to find out a little more. Also, if this episode has been triggering for you in any way, you can find a link to all resources in our show notes. Head to our website for more of these stories. We're at womensweekly.com.au, and thank you so much for listening. This episode is supported by Vixen, Australian-made skincare powered by plant cell technology and designed to bring real simplicity back to skincare.
This is an R Media podcast.